All right, let's dive deep today. We're prepping for biochemical engineer interviews.
Ooh, exciting.
I know, right? We're talking about blending engineering and life sciences.
Yeah, using those engineering skills for problems in living things.
Exactly. Like coming up with life-saving vaccines,
Oh, or cleaner fuels.
things like that. And to get you ready, we've got some awesome guides from RoleCatcher.
We do.
Yeah, a career guide
Okay.
and an interview guide
Nice.
to give us insights about the field
For sure. Oh,
and, more importantly, about the questions you might get asked in an interview. So
that's so key.
we're going to break down those questions, give some smart answers,
Oh, good.
and even talk about how RoleCatcher's AI can help give you an edge. So
Okay.
let's jump right in. The interview guide starts off with 9 sample questions,
Okay.
and some of them are pretty tricky.
What? We've got this.
Don't worry, we're going to break them down. So the first one is, describe your experience with designing experiments in biochemical engineering.
Okay, that seems...
Yeah, that one seems straightforward, but you know,
yeah.
it's your chance to show us how you think scientifically. They're not just looking for a list of experiments you've done.
Right. It's more than that.
It's about how you approach problems in a systematic way.
Okay, yeah. Like problem solving.
Yeah, so it's not like following a recipe.
Exactly. More about showing you get the scientific method.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, think back to an experiment
Okay.
that went well, maybe a research project,
Mhm.
or even just a lab course. What was the objective? How'd you design it?
Right.
What variables did you control? How'd you analyze everything?
Right.
You got to be able to explain it.
And clearly,
What if? And like, what if?
they throw in a follow-up question.
Yeah, totally.
Like, what was the biggest challenge you faced during that experiment?
Oh, good one.
Yeah.
That's where critical thinking comes in.
Right.
You have to talk about obstacles, how you troubleshoot, how you adapt,
Yeah.
which is really important in this field.
Yeah. Okay, so you can't just describe it.
Yeah.
You've got to be ready to go deeper. All right, so, okay.
Question number 2. How do you ensure that your work meets regulatory requirements?
Okay.
I got to say, this one sounds a bit dry.
Yeah, but it's important.
It is important.
That is, right.
Because in biochemical engineering,
Yeah.
you're working with sensitive materials and processes.
Exactly.
So understanding regulations is key for safety
Mm-hmm.
and for ethics and for quality.
For sure.
So how can I show that I'm on top of all those guidelines and rules?
You could familiarize yourself with the major regulatory bodies
Okay.
and guidelines relevant to biochemical engineering.
Right.
And you can mention specific resources you use to keep up to date, like
Okay.
industry journals or websites.
Okay, makes sense. What about like practical examples?
Oh, yeah.
Should I talk about procedures I follow to stay compliant?
Yes, absolutely. You can talk about things like
Like what?
really good documentation, double-checking calculations, and safety protocols.
So just showing.
Yeah, showing you take it seriously.
You're on top of it. Okay. What if they dig deeper and ask about a specific regulation? Like, good manufacturing practices.
Oh, that's a good one. Be ready to explain that in simple terms
Okay.
and relate it to your experience. For example, you could say, you know, good manufacturing practices ensure the quality and consistency of pharmaceutical products.
Mhm.
In a previous project, we followed those guidelines by carefully documenting each step, like from handling materials to analyzing data,
Right.
and that made sure the results were reliable and the drug would be safe.
Okay, yeah. I can see how tying it to an experience
Yeah.
makes it way more impactful.
Yeah.
All right, question number 3. How do you stay current with advances in the field of biochemical engineering?
Oh,
Now, this is a field that is constantly evolving.
it's like technology, always something new happening. And the interviewer wants to know that you're proactive about keeping up to date.
Okay, so how do I show that I'm not just relying on what I learned in school?
Be specific. Mention the conferences you go to, the journals you read, the forums or courses you follow.
So
Aren't you afraid to geek out a little?
Yeah, show my passion.
Yeah.
Highlight things that interest me.
Talk about a recent development that caught your eye.
Okay, good. What if they ask, tell me about a recent advancement and its potential impact?
Ooh, choose one that you find interesting.
Okay.
And you can explain clearly
Right.
what problems does it solve, what opportunities does it create.
Mhm.
You could talk about like the development of personalized medicine,
Oh,
how it's going to change healthcare, like how it uses genetics to make treatments more effective.
okay. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's move on to question number 4. Describe a time when you had to troubleshoot a problem in a biochemical engineering experiment.
Oh, yeah. Experiments don't always go to plan.
Right. Everyone's been there.
Yeah, and it's not about your flaws, it's about showing how you handle challenges.
Exactly. You've got to be a problem solver. So
Yeah.
this is your chance to show off that skill.
Yeah.
So pick an example where you faced an obstacle and walk them through how you thought about it.
Right.
How did you identify it? How did you test different solutions?
Yeah, get into the details. Show you can think critically, even under pressure. Don't forget to mention what you learned.
Okay, so even if it didn't work out perfectly,
Right?
you can spin it and show off your problem-solving skills.
Yeah.
But what if they follow up with, what would you do differently if you encountered a similar problem in the future?
That's a great way to show you've grown. Maybe talk about specific strategies or resources you've used to get better at troubleshooting.
Yeah, so I see how each question is testing you on something specific.
For sure.
Question number 5. What experience do you have with scale-up of biochemical processes? This one sounds kind of intimidating.
Yeah, scale up is all about taking something from the lab
Right.
and making it work on a large scale, like in a factory.
Yeah.
It's not just science, but engineering and economics too.
So if I've done that before,
Yeah.
I should describe those projects.
Mhm.
What were the challenges?
Right.
How did I overcome them?
What tools did you use?
Exactly. But what if I haven't had direct experience?
You can still show you understand the concept,
Okay.
talk about keeping the product good, controlling costs, and safety.
Okay. What if they ask, like, what are the biggest challenges you anticipate when scaling up a biochemical process?
That's your chance to get technical.
Okay.
You can talk about sterility, optimizing for the best yield, and logistics of all those materials.
Okay, so it's not just making things bigger.
No.
It's about understanding the bigger picture
Yes.
and thinking strategically.
Yeah.
All right, question number 6 focuses on bioprocessing. What experience do you have with downstream processing of biochemical products? Can you break that down?
Oh, yeah. Downstream processing is all about purification.
Okay.
It's taking that raw mixture and turning it into a usable product, like separating gold from dirt. It's important for things like medicines and biofuels.
So if I've got experience with this, I should share it.
Yes.
What techniques have I used? What were the challenges? What did I do to ensure purity and a good yield?
Exactly. Highlight those specific techniques,
Uh-huh.
like chromatography or filtration.
Okay.
Explain how they work. You can even talk about how to make those processes cheaper and less wasteful.
What if I don't have a ton of experience?
You can still talk about the basics. Why purification is important, common techniques,
Okay.
challenges like removing impurities, keeping the product stable.
Okay, I'm getting a clearer picture of what to do, even if I don't have a lot of experience.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 7, this one's all about safety. How do you ensure the safety of your team and yourself when working with hazardous chemicals or equipment? Now, this is something I'm definitely taking seriously.
Yeah, for sure. Safety is super important in labs or factories.
Right.
Interviewers want to see that you're thinking about safety.
So how can I show them that I'm committed to it?
You could start by explaining your approach.
Okay.
Do you follow protocol? What safety gear do you always use?
Okay.
And give specific examples. Did you spot a hazard? Did you start a new safety procedure?
So I can use those examples to show that I don't just talk about it, but that I actually do it.
Yeah.
What if they're like, what would you do if you saw a colleague not following safety protocols?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
It is.
It's a chance to show you can lead and speak up, even if it's not easy.
Right.
You could say something like, I would politely remind them of the rules and how important they are.
Mm-hmm.
If it kept happening, I would tell a supervisor.
Okay. That shows that I'm committed to keeping everyone safe.
Exactly.
All right. Question number 8. What experience do you have with computational modeling in biochemical engineering? Sounds pretty advanced.
Computational modeling is getting big in our field.
Right.
It helps us test things out before we even go to the lab.
So if I've got experience with it, I should talk about it.
Yes, what software are you comfortable with?
Right.
What models have you built? What did you learn?
Exactly. Show them what I can do. But what if I haven't used it much?
Talk about how it can be used. Connect it to real problems, like designing better bioreactors or predicting how drugs will work.
Okay, so show them I understand it,
Yeah.
even if I don't have direct experience. What if they ask about the limitations of it?
Oh, that's a good chance to show how you think critically.
Okay.
You can talk about needing good data, the limits of simplifying complex systems, and how important it is to check the model against reality.
Right, so be prepared to discuss both the good and the bad.
Exactly.
Okay. Last question in this set. What experience do you have with bioreactor design and operation? Bioreactors are super important in this field, right?
They're like the heart of it all. A controlled place where we grow cells or do reactions on a larger scale.
Okay, so if I've got experience,
Yeah.
I should talk about the types I've used, the parameters I controlled, and any challenges I faced.
Yes. But even without hands-on experience, you can discuss the principles, like the different types, their pros and cons, and how they're used in different industries.
What if they ask about specific challenges, like contamination or pH control?
That's your chance to shine.
Oh.
Explain how those affect things and how to overcome them. Talk about serialization, sensors, and control systems.
Okay, I'm feeling much more confident about answering these questions. But before we move on to some career insights, I want to know more about how RoleCatcher's AI can help me tailor my answers and practice my delivery.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll explore how RoleCatcher can take your prep to the next level.
That's good.
Okay.
All right.
Welcome back. So we've tackled those tough questions.
Yeah.
Now let's look at the bigger picture, what
Wow.
it really means to be a biochemical engineer.
Okay, I'm ready. The career guide talks about lots of different industries where biochemical engineers can work.
Mm-hmm.
But can you give some real-world examples, projects that would get me excited about this field?
Okay, well, imagine designing a bioreactor
Okay.
to make biofuel from algae,
Wow.
helping to move away from fossil fuels.
That's cool.
Or you could develop a process to purify a life-saving protein from bacteria.
Okay. So medicine is more accessible.
Wow, those sound
Right.
really impactful. So biochemical engineers are at the forefront
They
of
are.
all this innovation.
Yeah, they're using their skills
Yeah,
to tackle the world's biggest challenges.
exactly. But the career guide also mentions that it's really competitive
It is.
to get a job in this field.
Right.
So how can I stand out, especially when everyone's going for those exciting roles?
It's not just about having the technical skills. It's about showing your passion, your problem solving, and how you work in a team.
Okay.
Networking is also key.
Right.
Go to conferences, join organizations, connect with people.
Okay, so it's about who you know,
Yeah, and show them you're well-rounded.
not just a bunch of skills.
Yeah. The guide also mentions different career stages,
It does.
from entry level to senior positions.
Right. It's interesting to see how those responsibilities change.
What's really cool is how you can go from working in the lab to more strategic stuff,
Right.
like project management or leadership.
Right. Or even business development. So as you get more experience,
Yeah.
you might be leading a team,
Okay.
managing a project, or even finding new business opportunities for your company.
So there's room to grow, and I can choose a path that fits me.
Exactly.
Okay, before we finish up this section, I want to talk about certifications.
Yes.
Certifications.
The career guide says they're important.
They are. They're like badges of honor.
Okay, so they show employers, I'm serious.
They do. They show your commitment and can help you get better roles or leadership positions.
Okay, I'll remember that. Now, about the pros and cons.
Yes.
The guide mentions high earning potential,
Yes, which is great.
but we should be realistic about the commitment.
We should. It takes a lot of education and training.
Yeah.
You're looking at least a bachelor's degree,
Right.
and many go on to get a master's or even a doctorate.
So it's an investment.
It is.
But the chance to make a difference is what motivates me.
That's what matters. If you're passionate,
Yeah.
the challenges will be worth it. I agree. Before we talk about how RoleCatcher's AI can help us nail those interviews, one more thing from the career guide.
Okay.
It says continuous learning is really important.
It is. In a field that's changing so fast,
Yeah,
you have to stay curious.
right, up to date. The guide recommends journals like Nature and Science.
Those are great.
What else would you suggest?
Conferences and workshops are great.
Oh.
You learn about new research, connect with people, and might even find new job opportunities.
It's not just reading.
It's about being part of the community.
Okay, actively seeking out that new knowledge.
Exactly. And don't forget about online resources,
Yeah.
blogs, podcasts, online communities, all about biochemical engineering.
So, to sum it up,
Yes.
being a biochemical engineer combines science, engineering, and creativity.
And you can really make a difference.
It's challenging.
It is, but it's rewarding.
Right. Okay, I'm feeling ready to tackle those interviews. Now let's see how RoleCatcher's AI tools can help us put all this into practice.
Yes, let's do it.
All right, so we've talked about the questions and explored what it's like to be a biochemical engineer. Now,
The fun part.
I know, right? Let's talk about how RoleCatcher's AI can help you actually land that job.
It's like a secret weapon.
It is. We mentioned the CV builder and the interview practice
Yeah.
before, but let's break it down.
Okay.
Like, how do they work and why are they so powerful?
So the CV builder,
Yeah.
it analyzes your resume
But
against job descriptions.
Right.
So it scans the job posting,
Mhm.
finds the keywords and skills,
Right.
and suggests what you should change on your resume.
So it's not just making it look good, it's making sure the right people see it.
Yes, getting past those applicant tracking systems.
Yeah, ATS, that's what they use now.
Exactly.
So it's like a decoder ring.
It is. It helps you speak their language so you get noticed.
Okay, that's awesome. Now what about the interview practice?
Oh, yeah, that's where you record yourself.
Right, answering questions. But the cool part is the AI feedback. How does that work?
Okay, so imagine you're recording your answers,
Mm.
and then the AI analyzes your video,
Okay.
looks at your pacing, if you're clear, even your body language.
Wow, so it's see if I'm like fidgeting.
It can. Like having someone watching you,
Okay.
giving you advice, maybe slow down, make eye contact,
Right.
structure your answers better.
So it's like a personal coach, but I don't have to leave the house.
Exactly.
But here's what's really cool. It's not generic advice. It's tailored to the job you're applying for.
That's what makes it so great.
RoleCatcher looks at the job description and tells you how to make your answers fit.
Yeah, so you're not giving the same old answer.
Right. I can show them how my skills match what they're looking for.
You connect the dots for them.
I like that. It's like a secret weapon.
It is. To help you shine.
I think we've covered everything.
We have the questions, the career, and how RoleCatcher can help you get the job.
I feel much more prepared.
Me too.
So here's something to think about as you get ready for your interview. What kind of impact do you want to make as a biochemical engineer?
Yeah, what problems do you want to solve?
Let that guide you as you start your journey. And don't forget to check out RoleCatcher. It's an amazing resource. Good luck. The world needs more biochemical engineers like you.